One back like we never left. Another winning Wednesday on Sideline, the only sports show that gives you perspective straight from the sidelines. You know how
Talk
we
to
get
him.
down here. Yeah, talk to them quick and not slick. But one thing I do want to talk about is, and something I'm really happy about, the NBA Hall of Fame enshrinements that is happening. We got Melo in there.
Melo.
Stay mellow.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard will be in there twice
Twice.
Superman.
this year.
2 times.
Billy Donovan,
Yeah.
like
Florida, back-to-back champions.
Yeah.
but do not mention Florida right now.
I know. I'm the same. Yeah, I'm the same.
Man, what?
Maya
What can-
Moore, Sue Bird, Sylvia
Keep them
Fowles.
coming. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Laquita,
This
man,
is
what
a
do you
good
think?
class.
What you got
I
to
was gonna
see?
say, this is
This is
a
a
good
good class.
I like this.
It
This class
is
is this
worthy
class is
of it for
Yes.
sure. For sure.
Is there anybody that should have been on the list?
Who are the snubs? Do you have the snubs for us on pulled up or anything?
I don't have the.
I know,
snub
right? To
for-
see the
for-
ballot.
see the-
What
yeah.
was the
What
ballot?
was the ballot?
I should have
don't
looked
have
that
the
up
snubs.
before coming in, but I didn't.
But I mean, with the class being what it is,
Keep going.
I think it was perfect. In my
Yeah.
personal opinion, like the women, the coaches, like all of them deserve it without a doubt. Like it's
Right.
a no brainer. Like when you say that you know them by their name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you know, it's not like some random person that just, you know what I'm saying, been on the ballot. Now these are all first ballot Hall of Famers, and I
Mhm.
think they all deserved it.
Mhm.
Melo is one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen. He can score in a phone booth.
Yeah.
Easy, you know.
He
and-
was that,
I
yeah.
used to question though when the draft year. I used to question it back in the day because he was number one, right? Coming,
Melo?
no. LeBron was one. Who was one coming out of
LeBron
that?
was
LeBron won.
And he was.
Wade was 2. No,
What was Carmelo?
Carmelo was no. Darko Milicic was 2.
Okay,
Melo was 3.
Was 3.
Wade
four.
was 4. Bosch was 5.
right. So I used to be like, I don't know, Carmelo should have been maybe somewhere a little up higher than that.
He definitely should have got
You know what I
drafted by the
mean?
Pistons. The Pistons
Yeah.
snubbed him.
They
And
snubbed him.
that's
They
been a
was
debate for
and
years.
Did y'all haven't seen what he said about that?
I haven't.
Yeah, he said that I think they said said they were going to take him.
Mm-hmm.
So he really was expecting him to Detroit
Mhm.
and everything. Now, how that would have happened? Would they have won a ring that same year?
Right.
Is a question
Is the
mark.
question.
But
Yeah.
Melo
Because at the
was.
time they didn't have Rasheed Wallace yet.
True.
No, they didn't.
They
That's
didn't
right.
have Rasheed Wallace yet. They traded for Rasheed middle of the season.
That's right.
And then went on to win the chip.
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
opened up.
But
the
Melo
door.
as a 6-man, as a microwave scorer off the bench,
Oh,
would have been crazy.
Woo.
And they had a stacked starting 5 at the time as well. Still, it was still Rip, Chauncey, Prince, and Ben Wallace.
Yeah.
Lazy Hunter coming off the bench.
That team right
Corliss
there.
Williamson
Yes.
coming off the bench.
Yeah. That
Everything.
that team right there.
And then
was
he would have
something.
fit right in because all he had to do was score, play some slight defense. Ben
Mhm.
Wallace, Tayshaun Prince would have done all the defensive
Mhm.
assignments.
But who
Mhm.
would that? But the problem was, I think if they would have drafted Melo, they wouldn't be able to get Rasheed Wallace because somehow they wouldn't have probably had to. They would have to trade Melo or somebody.
I
to
don't
get
think
him.
that they didn't. They
I forgot
Was
how
it-
he put it.
they
I
traded
forgot how
they
he said
traded
it.
some pieces, but what it was it Melo would have taken somebody's spot eventually. I think he would
Yeah.
have taken Tayshaun
Yeah.
Prince's spot
Okay.
eventually,
He
and that
would've.
would have kind of
Yeah, that
threw
wouldn't
things
have.
off.
But we wouldn't have got this Melo though if he went because
I think
True.
we would have got a better version of Melo.
Mm.
He would have locked in on the defensive end if he played with those Pistons.
He would have had
with
to.
Rasheed and Ben Wallace
He
in the
would've
locker
had
room,
to.
and Tayshaun Prince and Chauncey.
and
Come
Melo
on,
already
bro.
is a bully. Really,
Yeah,
he's a
yeah.
nice
Other
bully.
bullies, come on
He's
now.
a nice bully. Like
Ben Wallace would have took him under that wing and said, "Yeah, young fella."
Okay. To play here, you just gotta
you
be
gotta-
that some of that bad boy gotta be in you a little
Gotta
bit.
be in you. All
you got to.
these
And that's why the
good teams.
Pistons
That's
are
why,
doing
yeah.
good now. Yeah, but back to the Hall of Fame, you got like you said, Maya Moore
Mhm.
is on there. Sylvia Fowles,
Yeah.
one of the most respected WNBA players of all
bigs
time.
of all time.
All time.
Yes.
Dwight Howard's in there twice, like we said, because of the
The
2008 Olympic team. Danny Crawford, the
Mm.
referee. When referees start against this, you know how
He deserves it.
you must have loved Danny Crawford.
Yeah.
No, he was a great.
He was a
I
great
remember-
ref.
I remember him back in
Yeah.
the day. Like,
I liked him.
1985
Yeah.
through 2017.
yes, he was.
Boy,
He was
He's
legit.
seen a lot of the
Of-
greats.
All
For
of
He
them.
sure.
has.
All,
He has.
all of them, right? All
For
of
the
them.
most part.
How much do
UConn.
refs make? How much they
I
make?
think they make like 100 grand,
100
150
grand?
grand. Now it's probably a little more
Now
than
he
that.
the NBA Hall of Who would have thought NBA
He
Hall
got
of
it.
Fame by blowing
Oh, yeah.
Anderson.
'Cause
He
you
got
have
a
to
good
give him
little
enough
stack.
You got to give him enough to not be bribed.
True,
So
but
they got to
and
be making
still,
some cheese.
But yeah,
It's still, how wing,
But
wing,
yeah,
nudge,
we're
nudge.
I
we know how it go. Dwight Howard. How y'all
Superman.
feel about Dwight Howard?
I'm a stand
I'm a stand. Like
on the court. His on the court activities, as far as his basketball resume.
that's what we was talking about. Why would you bring it up off the court?
I'm just saying. She said Dwight Howard. She didn't say, what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, on the court.
On the court, his resume is impeccable. I don't see a flaw in his resume. He took a team to the finals by himself, left, got a ring, 3-time defensive player of the year, only lost to Kobe, beat LeBron in the playoffs, only loss was to Kobe that year when he took a team to the finals. I don't see any flaw in his resume.
The end, the whole Laker thing. I hate the end, how it ended. And then I hate when I listen to his story of what he didn't know for that contract to stay at the Lakers, what his agent didn't tell him. And so what that did for him, making him feel like they didn't want him, but actually they did, but the agent didn't let him know how much money and what so that's why it kind of ended the way that it did, I just hate the way it ended for him.
That hurts.
Regarding that.
Man, yeah.
That hurts.
He's one of the most disrespected superstars we've had in the league. I bought a Dwight Howard jersey. I was a big Magic fan because of Dwight. He's one of the best centers of all time.
In my personal opinion, top 10.
Yeah. He still wants. 10. He was wanting to come back to the Lakers. He was practically.
He made himself up to us. To the Laker fan base, we looked at him in disgust after he left Kobe high and dry and went to the H. Came here to the Rockets, but when he came back with that 2020 team and the defense he played on Nikola Jokic and that playoff run led to us winning a chip. So for me, all is forgiven because you came back and you got us some hardware.
It feels like whenever
embrace him right in the first place. First of all, y'all barely
because it was soft. What Kobe said, soft is charming, and what Kobe says is law.
Stamp it, boom. Kobe says, stamp it.
You can't say for facts right now. What Kobe said 20 years ago, law.
Just stamp that. So once that happened,
he was the best in the league at one point in time.
He was
the generation now, they will never understand what it was like.
He was a top 3 player in the league for that whole end of Magic tenure from I would say about 2008 to 2010. He was a top 3 player in the league. It was only the players that were better than him were Kobe and Bron. Nobody else, I don't think.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah,
and I think that's undisputed, really. So for that 3-year run is crazy to me, in my personal opinion. Best defender for 10 years straight.
Yeah.
3 straight defensive player of the year awards.
Yep.
Can't believe Rudy Gobert is in that same conversation.
That's my thing. And that's my thing.
That's
it kind
horrible.
of boils things down. I hate that because he's nowhere near the same defender.
And he don't have the respect like Dwight always had. They may talk stuff about him, but Dwight still had respect. Like, hey, no, he's one of the best ever in the basketball. So, dang, that hurts.
That hurts. And I wonder if he still wants. If he can, after you induct into the Hall of Fame, can you come back and play?
That was my question because he wanted to come back, but I don't know. Has that ever been done?
I don't think that's what I was thinking.
I would love for that to happen for the White House to make that history if that's possible.
I would love for that to happen too.
He deserves it. Rockets.
He wanted to.
Rockets, give him a contract
because he was on the podcast. Him and Jeannie Buss were having a conversation. That's when he found out what he did not know. But basically, when they were looking for a big man, or everything was like the Lakers need a big, and they need a big.
We still need a big.
He was like raising his hand, like I'm available.
We still need a reserve big.
Yeah,
he was in Taiwan. Yeah, well, my boy, shout out Keem. He was with Keem in Taiwan.
And Quinn Cook was over there as well.
Yeah, he was killing them little people.
Yeah, I think he had like a 50-point game in Taiwan.
Right.
Yeah, he was shooting threes and everything. It was crazy, phenomenal. Well,
and big shout out to Maya Moore before we close.
Maya Moore. Right there,
ain't nothing wrong with that one right there.
The MJ of the WNBA. Yeah,
I had to.
Yeah.
I had to.
All right, coming back, we got one more Hall of Fame that we got to honor. Even though he's not in Hall of Fame yet, but he will be. He breaks the all-time record for something, and then we will get into what I know everybody probably wants to talk about: the March Madness that just happened,
or March Sadness for the people in the H.
Yeah,
yes,
the March Sadness.